Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial where we'll learn how to create and use an if, else if, and else statement in our Python program. So you can see my Python shell is set up on the left hand side of my screen and I've got my program on the right hand side of my screen. You can see I've saved the program already, so I can start to write my code and I can run that. So we're going to start off with a simple command where we assign an input to a variable. Now you should have practiced with inputs in our previous video. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a variable called fruit, and we're going to assign that to an input where we can prompt the user for a question. What fruit do you like? And what will happen is that will then allow the user to type in their favorite fruit. On the next line here, we can start to create the if statement. So it's a very simple command, if, but in this case, we're going to check whether the fruit variable is equal to, and notice here we're going to use two equal symbols because we're no longer assigning a value to the variable, we're just checking and comparing. So this is a comparison. You can see how it looks different to the assignment here. Assignment is a single equals and a comparison is a double equals. And we're going to check that against the phrase apple. At the end of an if statement, we need to use a colon because what we're telling the compiler is that if this particular condition is true, we want to carry out the following set of commands. When you press return or enter, you'll notice that your cursor has automatically tabbed in the screen. So you're starting off a little bit further away from the left-hand side of the screen margin. And this is where you can type in the command that you want to execute if that statement is true. In this case, we're just going to write a short sentence. Apples are the best. And then we can end that there. Now it'll continue to stay on that position, allowing you to add more code if that particular statement is true. But in this example, we're going to press the backspace, which is just above your enter, and go back to the original margin because the next step is to check if another condition might be true. So we use the else if. Alternatively, we can use elif. And we can type in another comparison where we check if the contents of that variable are equal to a different fruit. Sorry, just did that wrong. So here we go. We're now going to check against the fruit. The contents of the fruit variable are equal to the word banana. Again, I can print a statement. Bananas. And notice here, I'm going to put an apostrophe. In order to do that, I have to use an escape character called backslash. Otherwise, it counts it as the end of the string. Okay, so just use a backslash as a precursor to the apostrophe. Bananas are a super fruit. And then I can close off my print statement there. Now, the last thing to do in an if-elif statement is to put in the else command, which is a kind of catch-all at the end in case none of those options have been selected. So I'm just going to put I don't know that fruit. So don't forget we have to save this and then we can run the module to see how it looks on our shell. So what fruit do you like? Let's do the first test as an apple. Excellent, so that command has worked. Let's run it one more time. This time we're going to choose banana. Bananas are a superfruit, correct. And then we run it one last time. And this time we're going to type in an unusual fruit that's not in the if statements. And we should get the catch-all at the bottom. Okay, so all my if statements, if else, elif and else are all working. And with the elifs, you can continue to write further elifs if you choose to do so, where you can compare your options with any other types of fruit. So you can continue to write elif statements, as many as you want to do. Always make sure that the else remains at the end. Okay, and that's a very quick tutorial on how to use an if, elif, else statement. Hope you enjoyed that. Try that for yourselves. Good luck.